Hey, thanks for tuning in. Today I wanted to talk a little bit about a board game I played recently with a friend of mine called Root. Root was a fun game for a lot of different reasons. One of the reasons I thought it was a lot of fun was it seems to be very friendly for a wide range of people, various age groups and of different interests. Root is a pretty fun asymmetrical strategy board game where one plays one of the 4 different alliances, and there's other alliances that you can play in different expansion packs, but the basic starter game starts with just 4 alliances. The game is more or less a struggle to see which player can get to 30 victory points before anyone else. The game is 2 to 4 players, and you can get up to 6 players if you get more expansion packs. And I have to say, it was pretty fun playing it. It took a little bit of time to learn how to play it with all the different ins and outs with the rules, and every single alliance has different set of rules they play by. So it's asymmetrical in the sense that not only is the board asymmetrical and kind of strange, but each of the alliances have different strategy to get by and different ways of getting the victory points in order to win the game. So it's kind of hard to really determine which of the alliances have the advantage over the other ones, but I played Marquis de Cat and my opponent played Eerie Dynasties. Marquis de Cat is a team of, you guessed it, a bunch of cats, and they have a starting position on the board with a cat in every single one of the open territories or clearings, except for one. And the one place they don't have a start on is actually controlled by Eerie Dynasties, which is a team of birds that build nests throughout all the different clearings on the board. Marquis de Cat team, they bank on building structures all throughout all the different clearings, including sawmills, workshops, and recruiting stations. And each one of the buildings requires the use of wood, and every single time you make another building, it costs you a little bit more for each building you've already made of that type. And that's just for Marquis de Cat. Wood doesn't do anything good for any of the other 4 alliances, and they all have their own rules and their own strategy for getting victory points throughout the game. One thing all of the teams have in common is that they do battle with one another. Battle is done by rolling 2 12-sided dice, and the numbers range from 0 to 3 on the dice. Whenever you engage in combat, you roll the 2 dice. The high roll indicates how many of your opponent's pieces get knocked off the board, and the lower roll signifies how many pieces you lost in engaging combat that turn. Now there's some subtle differences in rules depending on which of the alliances you're playing, but for the most part that's how combat more or less works. And once you lose all of your pieces on the board, you start losing your buildings that you placed on the board as well. You can only place so many buildings or nests or structures on any one particular clearing depending on the nature of your alliance. One of the alliances, for instance, has nothing to do with creating a bunch of armies on the board, and they're called the Vagabond. The Vagabond gets by moving from place to place and trading with all of the different alliances on the board. In addition to the Vagabond, you also have what they call the Woodland Alliance, and the Woodland Alliance is very interesting because they're that one exception of the rule when it comes to combat. So in short, if you pick a fight with Woodland Alliance and you attack them with any of the other teams, they get to take the high roll as a defender and you take the low roll as the attacker. No matter what, if Woodland Alliance is fighting, they always get the higher roll of the 2 rolls. But once again, victory points aren't necessarily awarded just for destruction, just for war. You can get by winning this game without having to engage in fights or having to instigate fights. There's a number of different ways each one of these alliances can acquire victory points without the use of combat. However, combat can be very useful in certain circumstances. It's really hard to kind of sum up how to play the game because I just learned how to play the game and we only played with 2 of the 4 alliances in the opening set. And I have to say that it's truly a unique game. I've never played a game anything quite like it, and I have to say that I'm looking forward to playing it the next time I possibly can and learning another one of the alliances. Overall, I have to give this game a pretty good review, and I recommend to anyone out there that's interested in trying something new and just wants a break from their standard board games they are used to playing. Once again, I have to say I've never played a game quite like this before. The concept seems more or less original compared to a lot of the other board games that are out there these days. And it's good for people, I'd say, about 10 years old and up. You might be able to teach younger people how to play the game, and the artwork's cute enough that they might be actively engaged in it, but it depends on the child, of course. Alright folks, that wraps up my video here today. Thank you very much for watching my video review on Root the board game. I appreciate it very much. Please know that I post every single day for the year of 2021 here on YouTube, and I post about a variety of different subjects. But rest assured, I did us both a favor by organizing all of the content I've made so far for the year of 2021 here on my channel into different playlists to make it easier to find something that may pique your interests. So please check out my playlist section. Remember to subscribe to this channel if you're interested in anything I have to say. Throw up a thumbs up, drop a comment down below. All of these things don't cost you a penny and they help me out tremendously. Thank you very much for watching this video all the way to the very end. I appreciate it very much, more than you would guess, and I'll leave you with these words. Please remember to never give up. Do your best, stay true to you, and be amazing. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video, folks. Until then, good night.